So this is our project, PinPoint. My name is Jacob. I worked on like the data operations side of the project. There's Jacob Dietz, who worked as a full stack engineer, Luke Jones, who is also full stack, and then Leo Plute, who worked on the back end and the database. So PinPoint is actually a really interesting project because it's meant to solve a problem that actually a lot of designers run into. People can have really strong and like creative ideas, but turning these ideas into an actual product is a lot harder than it actually sounds, and the production side can feel really confusing and expensive, and it's really hard to break into, especially for people who don't really have like industry connections. And so what PinPoint kind of does is it turns ideas into production by connecting these people with actual vetted manufacturers and gives them a clearer path through the process. And so instead of having these designers have to kind of figure everything out on their own, PinPoint kind of gives them a place to find new manufacturers, communicate, and move their own project forward. And so this is really helpful for designers with a lot less experience and a lot of people who may not know where they want to start, but they kind of know their initial idea. And so just having this process, a streamlined process where you can kind of ask AI questions or request quotes from one main site really simplifies things for these people. PinPoint really helps this process become a lot more accessible, especially for users that are looking for manufacturers that just really need to fit their needs. And it helps them organize their project details and gives them a more structured way to kind of get their information across. It also gives designers advice and guidance so that they can make better decisions throughout their entire production timeline. And so at the same time, PinPoint is also useful for these manufacturers because it helps connect them with designers who are kind of actively looking for these people or these designers that they can work with. And so overall, PinPoint is about making the production process a lot easier and more approachable for these people and allow these designers to actually spend less time feeling stuck and more time kind of building out their own ideas.
Okay, so once you come to our site, you're going to come to this homepage where you're going to see a list of all the possible manufacturers that you can work with. And this is kind of a lot of information at the start. So you can come up here to the filtering. You can filter by things based off like location, product categories, and then also minimum order quantity and ratings. And also, if you don't know what you're building yet, you can come up here and you can like see a list of all the different types of things that you can build. And you can also search if you know which manufacturer you want to work with already. So I'm going to come in here, say I want to work with this guy. I can come and see all their information, a little description of them, and all the types of products that they support, as well as a few ratings. So now let's say I want to design a piece of clothing. I can head over to the prototype tab, and here it shows all my saved designs. I don't have any saved right now, but I can come in here and I can load up one of the base models, choose a short sleeve t-shirt. And this is just like a 3D model of an actual t-shirt. On this 3D model, there's a few options I can choose. I can grab like this chest pocket and then place it here. And if I click on this, I can change the size of the pocket and also the rotation here and also the color. And I can also come up to the color tab, and this just changes the color of the overall design. So I can come in here and I can do that. And I can go over to the materials tab, and it's kind of hard to tell, but if I zoom in, then changing the material actually changes the look of the material. So if I want to like see where all the different materials are, that's where I can go. And I also have a logo tab where I can upload a file as a logo. And then when I'm done with my design, I can choose to export it. I can save it to my account or download it to my computer, or I can just get screenshots for the tech pack. I'll just do that. And so now that I'm done with my design, I can come over here to the tech pack page. And so first, what a tech pack is, this is basically the document that a manufacturer needs to build an item. So I can come in here, upload the pictures I just got from the from the prototyping page. And then I can fill this out. I can enter the brand, the style, product type. And when I'm in this section, this shows me like a list of suggestions of like the most common things that people do. And then I can also add a description and some special instructions. So again, this is the document that the manufacturers need. I can just come in here, create this, and I can export it. And I'll now hand it over to Dietz.
Okay, so the process of finding a manufacturer requires a lot of communication. So users can message them through our platform, and if they're ever confused about anything, they can head over to our AI assistant, which is just kind of like a consultant. So we could say like, how do I contact a specific manufacturer? And it will link us to the messages page or just provide any useful information we need. So here are all the conversations we have. But in order to start a new conversation with the manufacturer, you could come to our homepage. You could filter for the manufacturer you were looking for. So let's just say we want to contact this one right here. We can view their profile, look at all their information. We can leave any reviews or read any reviews. And then if we want to create a conversation with them, we first need to request a quote. So we can do that. We can just fill in the information and then just provide like a brief and general description of the thing we want to make. And then we can also apply our tech pack we just made just to give the manufacturer like a better idea so they can give a more accurate quote. So we'll submit that, and then it creates a conversation in our messages page with them. So here's our conversation we just created. And this will send an email to the manufacturer, which they'll respond to. So whenever you do type a message and send a message, an email gets sent to the manufacturer. And the manufacturer, rather than having them use our platform, all they have to do is actually just reply to that email, and that'll get parsed and shown here. You can see it in some of our other conversations we've had. So that's how you message a manufacturer.
All right, so for a quick system overview of PinPoint, PinPoint is built on 3 main layers: our React front end, our Fast API backend, and Supabase for any of our database and services. So for the front end, we're using React with Tailwind CSS and Vite. React is for all of our UI components and for page routing, and then Tailwind keeps our styling consistent across all of our pages. And then Vite mostly just helps us with development builds and speeding that stuff up. And the site's fully web-based, there's no downloads or anything you need. You can just access it from any modern browser. And then for our backend, we built a RESTful API using Fast API with Python. And Fast API handles a lot of the business logic, request validations, and then, or validating requests, and then it also acts as the bridge between the front end and any of the external services we're using, like the Grok AI API or Postmark. And then for our database layer, we're running that all on Supabase. So Supabase provides a PostgreSQL database, as well as all the authentication stuff we're using, as well as hooking up to the Google Auth. And it also handles any of the file storage for saving things like 3D models, manufacturer logos, people's profile pictures, any of that stuff. And then we also have the whole thing deployed on an AWS EC2, and we're using Nginx as our reverse proxy. And then we manage everything that gets deployed to that site using a CI/CD pipeline. We mostly just have some back-end PyTest testing our API layer with very minimal front-end testing using Playwright. And yeah, that's basically an overview of the system. So thank you guys.